Welcome to another lecture in Financial Accounting and Reporting. Okay, so in this video, we will discuss loan receivable. So, a loan receivable is a financial asset arising from a loan granted by a bank or other financial institution to a borrower or client. Okay, so if banks and other financial institutions ay nag-grant, no, or nagpo-provide ng mga loans sa kanilang mga clients, then those banks and other financial institutions will recognize a financial asset, no, which is loan receivable. And a loan receivable may be short-term or long-term. But usually, basta sinasabing loan, long-term talaga yan. But not all the time. Usually lang. Ayan. Okay, so we have, or there are costs, no, incurred, or that may be incurred in granting those loans. Okay? So, some of those may be the cost in evaluating the borrower's financial condition, evaluating guarantees, no, collateral and other security. Okay? So, ito yung mga cost na na-incur ng mga banks or financial institutions kapag before nila i-grant yung loan ay chine-check muna nila, okay, yung capacity ng client to pay off loans, or kung ang client ba ay may available assets, no, or can the client guarantee the loan. Ayan. And negotiating or cost in negotiating the terms of the loan. Okay, so cost also no in preparing and processing documents, and syempre may mga paperworks talaga to kapag loans, or kapag nag-grant ng loan ang mga financial institutions, and costs no in closing and approving the loan transaction. So these costs, mentioned ay itong mga costs no na related, ayan, or that can be incurred by those financial institutions in granting a loan. Ayan. So ang mga costs or expenses, no, na again na-incur ng mga financial institutions, pwede nila ito i-charge, okay, sa kanilang client. Ayan. So kapag chinarge, no, ng bangko or ng financial institution ang client for the origination costs na na-incur nila, at syempre pag i-charge nila ito sa client nila, babayaran sila ni client, no. So ang tawag doon ay origination fees. Ayan. So these are fees, or the fees less or charged, no, by the bank against the borrower for the creation of loan. Again, ito yung mga cost na na-incur ng bank pero chinarge nila sa client. And in return, or as a result, the client would have to pay the bank for the said costs, charged to them by the bank. Ayan. So kapag ang mga fees or ang mga expenses or cost naman, no, na mention natin kanina ay hindi china-charge ng bangko sa kanilang mga client, that would mean a direct origination cost. Okay? So these are costs incurred by the bank and was not charged against the borrower. Ayan. So recap lang, okay? Merong mga costs na na-incur si bangko or other financial institutions in granting loans to the client, no? So, ang mga costs na ito, if they are direct, pwede siya una i-charge ni bangko sa client. Ang tawag doon, as what we have mentioned, origination fees. Okay? Ayan. Maybe makaka-receive si bangko or financial institution ng payment from the client, or i-deduct niya or ni bank or ni financial institution ang origination fees from the amount of the loan. Ayan, to be given to the client. Okay? Now, kapag itong mga cost naman ay hindi chinarge ni bangko or ni financial institution sa client, then these costs are direct origination costs. Okay? And shall be added to the initial carrying amount of the loan. Ayan. Now, how about those indirect origination costs? Okay? So, if a cost is indirect, related to a loan granted, then it shall be treated as outright expense. Expense mo na kaagad. Now, how to measure a loan receivable being a financial asset? Accordingly, the initial measurement of a loan, okay, receivable, shall be measured initially at fair value plus transaction costs that are directly attributable to the acquisition cost of the financial asset. Ayan. And the fair value of the loan is normally the transaction price or the amount of loan granted. So just like accounts receivable, no, which is also a financial asset, and notes receivable, which is also a financial asset, normally they are measured, no, initially at fair value plus transaction costs that are directly attributable to the acquisition of those assets. Ayan. And transaction costs, no, that are directly attributable to the loan acquisition, it includes the direct origination cost. So yung sinabi dito na transaction cost, okay, that are directly attributable to the acquisition cost is it includes direct origination cost. So yung sinabi natin or mention natin kanina, okay? So ever indirect origination cost again shall not be capitalized. Ayan. And dahil hindi siya capitalized yung indirect origination cost, di outright expense sila. Ayan. So the initial measurement of the loan is normally computed as follows, no? So syempre principal amount, okay, or the face value of the loan, ayan, plus direct attributable cost. So in this case, it would be the direct origination cost. So add minus the cost na na-incur ng bangko pero chinarge niya against the client. In return, babayaran niyang bangko ni client, no? In ways na maybe through cash or a deduction from the loan granted. So deduct origination fees, no, received from the client. Ayan. So, the result, of course, is yung tinatawag na initial measurement or the carrying amount or the present value of the loan. Ayan. Okay, now, dahil may initial recognition tayo or initial measurement tayo, syempre may subsequent measurement tayo, di ba? So, subsequently, a loan receivable shall be measured at amortized cost. So, based on also on our discussion, no, sa last video natin about notes receivable, if a notes receivable is long-term and non-interest bearing, then the notes receivable subsequently shall be measured at amortized cost. So ganun din sa loans receivable. So the same as yes. And now, the amortized cost is paano nga yun kunin? Of course, that's initial measurement of the note, syempre at present value yun, ayan, or of the loan, ayan, less principal repayment, no, plus or minus the cumulative amortization, ano na natin to, na-discuss natin to sa last video, and a reduction for impairment. So sa last video natin, in notes receivable, wala tayong illustration that provides, no, na ang loan ay impaired. Okay? Pero in this video lecture, magbibigay tayo ng illustration if a loan or how to account for an impairment loss or for an impairment of a loan or of a loan receivable. Ayan. So, at the initial recognition, a financial asset such as the loans receivable will be analyzed whether there is a discount or premium. Ayan. So, in a loans receivable, dito na mag-a-apply hindi lang si discount, kung hindi, si premium din. Okay? Pero hindi pwede present ang discount and premium at the same time at the same loans receivable, ha? Okay, it's just either discount or premium. Okay? Pag discount lang, walang premium. Pag premium lang, walang discount. Ayan. So, as a recap also, sa notes receivable natin, kapag ang notes receivable ay long-term at non-interest bearing, di ba, mini-measure natin siya subsequently at amortized cost. Okay, so usually in a notes receivable that is long-term and non-interest bearing, discount, in-amortize natin yung discount kasi walang premium doon. Okay, but in a loans receivable na interest bearing and long-term, possible talaga or probable talaga that a discount or a premium may be recognized. Now, what causes the discount or the premium? Ayan. Okay, so sa previous discussion natin, which is about, again, notes receivable, there is only discount when a notes receivable issued is long-term and non-interest bearing. So, yun yung kasabi ko kanina. Thus, we get the present value of the note, which is typically lower than its face amount, hence recognizing a discount. However, in a loans receivable, okay, kapag ang loans receivable ay long-term, to, compare natin, kapag ang loans receivable daw ay long-term and hindi non-interest bearing kasi kapag loan, may interest talaga yan. Okay? And interest bearing, okay? So, and yet, there may be a discount or premium. Okay? So, the cost of a discount or premium in loans receivable is the incurrence of origination fees and direct origination cost. So, magkakaroon daw ng premium or discount in a loans receivable dahil sa dalawang to. The origination fees and the direct origination cost. So, how to know if such financial asset is issued at discount or premium? So, na-discuss na din natin to sa ating previous video, but as a recap, no? So, the principal amount or the face value and the present value of the loan are compared, and the difference will be either the discount or the premium. So, there is discount if the principal amount is higher than the present value. So, kapag ang PA or ang face value or ang principal amount ay mas malaki kaysa sa present value computed, then discount ang mare-recognize. While there is a premium kapag naman otherwise, no? Kapag mas maliit yung principal amount kaysa sa present value, then premium yon, of course. So, another way to identify whether the loan is issued at discount or premium is through the direct origination cost. So, dahil, di ba, dito, okay, so dahil ang magkukosto ng discount or premium ay these two, okay, origination fees and direct origination cost. So, malalaman mo pag may discount or premium, ko-compare mo lang itong dalawang to. Ayan. So, accordingly, if the origination fee ay mas malaki, no, kaysa sa direct origination cost, then discount yon. Kapag otherwise naman, or kapag mas malaki, kapag mas maliit si origination fees kaysa sa direct origination cost, then premium naman yon. Of course, bibigay tayo ng example for that. Okay, so what is the accounting effect of the discount? So when the loan is issued at discount, it indicates that the maker is willing to pay more, so principal, than the true value or the present value of the loan. Okay? So, on the point of view of the entity or the payee or the bank or the financial institution, the discount is gain nila yon. Pero hindi nila yon siya nire-recognize outright as gain. Okay? So, dinedefer yun siya and ina-amortize through time. Okay? Dinedefer siya using an account, unearned interest income. Ito, unearned interest income. And as such, the amortization of discount is added to the carrying amount of the loan to get the amortized cost. So don't worry for this theories. I-discuss natin yan at mas maintindihan niyo siya later kapag illustration or sample problem na tayo. Now, ano naman yung accounting effect ng premium? So for a loan receivable, it may be issued at premium. Ayan. So, such premium is a loss on the point of view of the entity. Okay? So, loss daw yun siya on the point of view of the entity. Kapag ang loans receivable ay in-issue at premium, no? Meaning, mas malaki yung cost, yung direct origination cost na na-incur ni entity kaysa sa origination fees na charge niya against the client. Okay? Kaya loss yun siya. However, hindi naman siya nare-recognize kaagad at loss in the first year of the life of the loan. Okay? So, ina-amortize pa rin yun siya. Okay? Ayan. And recognized as direct origination cost. No? And again, ina-amortize siya over time. Okay? So, as such, the amortization of premium is deducted from the carrying amount of the note or from the initial from the carrying amount of the note, okay, to arrive at the amortized cost. Ayan. So, example tayo in knowing if there is a discount or there is a premium. Okay? So, one bank granted a 5-year loan to client 1. So, si client 1 ito, amounting to 500,000 pesos. So, it incurred a direct cost for 25,000 and charged an origination fee for 75,000. So, kitang-kita na sa class that there is a, what do you think? Discount. Siyempre, may answer key tayo dito. Ayan. So, kapag wala namang answer key, kitang-kita siya kasi, di ba, kapag mas malaki ang origination fee, okay, in this case, that's 75,000, kaysa sa direct origination cost, in this case, 25,000. So, matic discount yun siya. Okay? So, to compute the initial carrying amount or the present value of the loan, ganito lang yon. The principal, 500,000 as given. You add the direct origination cost or direct cost, that's 25,000 minus the origination fees received, which is 75,000 minus 75,000. Kaya, may initial carrying amount ka or present value of the loan for 450,000. So, kitang-kita that the principal amount, 500,000, is higher than the present value na 450,000. Kaya, discount siya. Okay? So, the other way of knowing how much is the discount or kapag discount ba or premium is compare mo lang, itong dalawang to, or i-compare mo lang ang origination cost or origination fees. So, si origination fee is 50,000 pesos higher than the direct origination cost. Kaya actually yung discount mo dito is 50,000. That's 500,000 na principal minus the initial carrying amount or the present value of the loan na 450,000. Okay? Kaya may 50,000 pesos ka na discount. Now, example 2 naman tayo. Si one bank pa rin, yung nag-grant ng loan. This time, kay client 2 naman. Okay, so the loan or the principal of the loan is 1 million pesos. So, it incurred a direct cost of 50,000 and charged an origination fee for 15,000. So, as you can see, the direct origination cost is higher, 50,000, than the origination fee na 15,000 lang. Kaya, masasabi mo na the loan is issued at a premium. Okay? So, that's principal, 1 million, plus direct origination cost na 50,000, minus origination fees received na 15,000. So, yung initial carrying amount ng loan mo or the present value of the loan, okay, at upon issuance is 1,035,000. Okay? And as you can see, mas maliit, ang principal na 1 million kaysa sa present value at issuance, okay, na 1,035,000. Kaya masasabi mo that the loans or the loan is issued at a premium. So, the premium naman can be computed by, simple, you just have to deduct the principal amount or to get the difference of the principal amount and the present value of the loan. That's 35,000. So, yung premium mo is 35,000. Or, you just have to get the difference of the direct origination cost and the origination fees na 35,000 din. Okay, so that's the premium. Yan. Okay, so next is accounting for origination fees and direct origination cost. How to account itong dalawang to. Okay, so if transaction cost is charged against the borrower, such cost is known as origination fee. So yun yung sinabi ko kanina, na kapag ang mga cost na na-incur related sa issuance ng loan ay charged siya against the borrower or the client, then such cost will be known as origination fee, and thus deducted from the principal amount, okay, of the loan. Yan. So kapag naman, or kapag itong mga cost na ito or the origination cost or direct origination cost ay hindi siya charge against the borrower, kung hindi, sinolder siya ni bank okay, or ni financial institution, then such cost is known as direct origination cost. And initially recognized using a direct origination cost account and amortized or ina-amortize siya over the term of the loan. Ayan. So if the two costs exist at the same time, so they are offset directly and only one account shall be maintained. So either an earned interest income or direct origination cost account. Okay? So kapag meron daw direct origination cost at meron ding origination fee, okay? In-offset lang yun silang dalawa. Ayan. And again, if the direct origination cost is higher than the origination fee, then the direct origination cost account is used. Otherwise, kapag mas malaki naman ang origination fees kaysa sa direct origination cost, then you have to recognize an earned interest income. And in-amortized din siya, okay, over the life of the loan. Okay, so may table tayo dito, no? So, meron tayo ditong discount and premium. And meron din siyang mga determinant. Okay, so at initial recognition, kapag ang principal amount is higher or greater than the initial present value or na initial measurement or present value of the loan, then discount yon. Okay? Or when it comes to transaction cost, pag mas malaki ang origination fees kaysa sa direct origination cost, discount din yon. Okay? So ano naman yung treatment of the difference of the origination fees and the direct origination cost? So the treatment would be unearned interest income. Ayan. Now, kapag mas malaki naman at initial recognition or kapag mas malaki si initial measurement or present value kaysa sa principal amount, then premium 'yon. Or when it comes to transaction cost, kapag mas malaki ang direct origination cost kaysa sa origination fees, then premium 'yun siya. And the difference of these two would be recognized as direct origination cost. Okay? Now, when it comes to interest rates, okay, you can also determine whether the loan ba or the financial asset is issued at discount or premium. Kasi you can just compare the interest rates. Okay, so meron tayong effective rate, okay, or the real rate. Ayan. And meron din tayong nominal rate. So ano naman tong nominal rate? Ang nominal rate ay ang rate na nagre-reflect o yung rate na makikita mo sa face ng ng document for the loans receivable. So yun yung makikita mo doon. That's the nominal rate. Okay? Again, ang effective rate is the real rate. Ayan, real interest rate. Okay? So compare mo lang silang dalawa. Kapag mas malaki ang effective rate kaysa sa nominal rate, discount 'yon. Kapag mas malaki ang nominal rate kaysa sa effective rate, premium 'yon. Okay? Ayan. Of course, discuss natin to later. At makikita niyo to later sa mga illustrations, no? Ayan. Now, for the amount of interest, if the interest income is higher than the interest received, then the loan is issued at a discount. Otherwise, premium. Okay? Now, the treatment of the amortization to the carrying amount. Okay? So, ano ba yung sinasabi niya na amortization? So, amortization of the discount or the premium. Siyempre, di ba, ina-amortize natin yun siya. So, how to treat them kapag ina-amortize siya? Kapag discount, ina-add sa carrying amount. Kapag premium, dinededuct sa carrying amount ng loan. Okay, so enough with the theories and the summaries. Okay? So, this time, mag-compute tayo ng problem. Okay, so illustration tayo. Ayan. So, Winterbank granted a loan to a borrower on January 1, 2020. So, the interest on the loan is 12%, okay, payable annually starting December 31, 2020. And the loan matures in 3 years on December 31, 2022. Ayan, so, may given dito, mga information, that the principal amount is 5 million. Ayan. And my origination fees received from the borrower, that's 331,800. Okay? Meron ding direct origination cost incurred na 100,000. Ayan. So, itong 12% na makikita nyo dito, okay? The interest on the loan is 12% payable annually, no? Okay? Ano to siya? This is the nominal rate, okay? Or the original effective rate. But in this problem, let's term it as the nominal rate. Ito yung rate na makikita mo sa document of the loan. Okay? Ayan. So, as you can see also, mas malaki ang origination fees kaysa sa direct origination cost. Kaya you can say that the loan is issued at a discount. Okay? So may steps tayo dito to guide us no in understanding and computing whatever it is that's required in a problem. So step 1, compute the initial carrying amount of the loan. And then for step 2, compute natin ang unearned interest income. And then step 3, okay, this is very crucial, no? The computation of a new effective interest rate or the effective interest rate. Yan. Okay, so let's compute na muna the initial carrying amount. Paano nga yun i-compute? Of course, that's the principal amount. Okay? Ito, 5 million. Ayan. Origination fees is 331,800. So, minus origination fees. And add mo si direct origination cost, 100,000. So, the initial carrying amount of the loan is 4,768,200. So, gawa natin ng journal entry, no? Okay, so the journal entry is eto siya. For to record the loan, okay, to record the issuance of the loan. Ayan. That's debit to loan receivable 5 million. Okay, credit to cash, of course, 5 million. Ayan. Now, to record the origination fee naman na 331,800, okay, dahil fee or ito yung cost na charge mo sa borrower or sa client ng bangko. Okay? So, it's either, again, pwede siya i-deduct sa principal amount sa loan or pwede siya babayaran ni client or ni borrower through cash, no? So, assume natin that in this case, binayaran si bangko ng cash ng client for the origination fees charged. Ayan. So, debit tayo ng cash, credit, and earned interest income, no? For 331,800. Now, for the for the direct origination cost, no? The entry would be actually pwede ka lang dito pwede ka mag-debit no ng direct origination cost. Okay? Kasi direct origination cost naman yan na 100,000. Okay, but dahil mas malaki nga si unearned interest income, yung net effect kasi i-offset mo man yan siya. So, pwede mo na siya i-debit to unearned interest income and credit to cash no for 100,000. Ayan. So, meron na tayong initial carrying amount or present value of the loan upon issuance, no? Ayan. And then, meron din tayong mga journal entries. Ayan. So, the next thing is, i-compute natin how much is the unearned interest income, no? Again, di ba, ang unearned interest income, makukuha mo yun siya by what? Getting the difference. Kapag mas malaki si origination fees, kaysa sa direct origination cost, so the difference of the two. Okay? Pero kapag mas malaki, di ba, si direct origination cost kaysa sa origination fee, so the difference would not be an earned interest income, but direct origination cost. But again, in this problem, mas malaki man si origination fee kaysa sa direct origination cost, kaya the difference of the two would be an earned interest income. Okay? So, evident naman siya dito sa entry na ginawa natin. No? Mas malaki yung unearned interest income na kinredit natin kaysa sa dinebit. Kaya the net, the difference of the two would be the unearned interest income. Ayan. Okay, so to compute the unearned interest income, ayan, that's origination fees received minus direct origination cost. Origination fees being 331,800 and 100,000 naman si direct origination cost. Kaya the difference na 231,800 would be the unearned interest income or principal amount minus the initial carrying amount. No? Yung principal amount natin is 5 million and ang initial carrying amount is 4,768,200. Okay? The difference of the two would be, ayan, that's also the unearned interest income. Again, the initial carrying amount of the loan is the present value of the loan also. Okay, upon, at the time of the issuance of the loan. Ayan. Okay, so may mga explanations, no? Okay, that the unearned interest income daw, okay, would be reflected at a net amount na 231,800. Na-compute na natin yan. And in order to determine the periodic amortization, so di ba itong unearned interest income na ito, ina-amortize natin siya over the life, no, of the loan. Ina-amortize natin siya. Okay? Pero in amortizing this unearned interest income, dapat maghanap tayo ng panibagong rate, interest rate. Ang tawag natin sa panibagong interest rate na yan is the new or the effective rate. Yan. So, bakit ba kailangan natin maghanap ng bagong effective rate or effective interest rate? Okay, so actually, no, the rationale, no, bakit kailangan tayo mag-compute or maghanap ng bagong interest rate is that itong 12% na ito kasi, itong 12% na ito is only for the 5 million. Okay? It's just for the 5 million. Ayan. And remember na, pag ina-amortize natin yung unearned interest income na 231,800, hindi na natin pwede gamitin si 12%. Kasi, it is evident na mas maliit na yung real amount or value of the loan, which is its present value, no, kaysa sa principal amount, or iba na yung amount nila, no? Si principal amount na may 12% interest rate, 5 million. Okay? Si initial carrying amount naman ng loan or the present value is lower than the principal amount, which is 4,768,200. Okay? So, yung gagawin natin na before we amortize or to amortize the interest income or the unearned interest income na 231,800 is that kailangan tayo maghanap ng panibagong effective rate or kailangan, let's just term it as an effective rate. And again, the 12% as nominal rate. So, kailangan tayo maghanap ng effective interest rate. Okay? Na kapag nahanap na natin yung effective interest rate na yon ay the present value using the said effective interest rate, no? The present value of the future cash flows. Okay? So, in a loans receivable, ano ba yung mga future cash flows? Dalawa. Una, syempre, the payment of the principal. That's the first future cash flow. Di ba, on December 31, 2022, makaka-receive si Winterbank ng, syempre, payment, no, for the loan amounting to 5 million. So, that's the first cash flow. Kunin natin yung present value nito using the effective rate na hahanapin pa lang natin. The second cash flow is the annual interest received, di ba? Interest bearing itong loan na to, syempre, no? Which is 12%, no? That's 12% of 5 million every year. That's 600,000 yung interest na ma-receive ni Winterbank for the loan every year. So that's the second cash flow. Kunin natin yung present value ng second cash flow na yan at saka yung first cash flow. Dalawang cash flow na yan. Kunin natin yung present value nila and i-add up natin sila. At dapat, yung makukuha natin na present value is 4,768,200 using the effective rate na hahanapin pa lang natin. Okay? To amortize again the unearned interest income na eto, na nakuha natin. Ayan. Okay? So, paano natin siya hanapin? Ano ba yung may mga methods ba? Mas madali lang kapag may financial calculator tayo. Okay? Pero of course, okay, dahil alam ko naman na mostly sa mga accounting students ay walang financial calculator, so kailangan natin mag-trial and error. So, paano ba mag-trial and error in computing an effective rate? Okay? So, ayan. Okay, so pag nag-trial and error tayo, okay, naglagay ako dito ng mga relevant information. Ito lang din yung mga information na na-discuss natin kanina, no, sa illustrative problem. Okay? So, in-extract lang natin. No? We have the principal, di ba? 5 million yon. The interest rate, okay? Or, tawagin natin itong, let me edit this one, no? Tawagin natin itong nominal, ayan. So, tawagin natin siyang nominal interest rate, which is 12%. Ayan, 12%. And the annual interest is 600,000. Paano nga kinuha si annual interest? That's the principal minus principal times nominal interest rate. Okay? So, edit lang natin ito. That's annual interest received. No? Dagdagan lang natin ang received. Ayan. So, ito yung cash na ma-receive ni bangko as payment for the interest. But remember, class, that the 600,000 interest received is not necessarily the interest income. Okay? It's not really the interest income kasi nga the principal is 5 million pero yung present value niya is lesser than that. Okay? So, kaya, itong 600,000 na to, this is just the interest income received but not necessarily the interest income. Ano bang interest income natin every year? Kukumputin natin yan sa later, no? Yan. Okay? So, the life of the loan, di ba, 3 years yon. So, ito tayo, 3 years. And the initial carrying amount na compute na natin to, which is 4,768,200. Ayan. Okay, so makinig kasi nga trial and error to. This is very crucial, no, in our future lecture, okay? Especially in bonds, no? Ayan, accounting for bonds receivable. Okay? Now, in a trial and error, hanap tayo, 'di ba, ng effective rate. Effective rate. Now, the first thing that you need to do is i-compare nyo muna si principal and the carrying amount. Okay? Pag nakita ninyo that si initial carrying amount or the present value at issuance of the loan is lesser than the principal, so makikita natin na mas maliit si initial carrying amount kaysa sa principal. The result would be, or yung pipiliin mo na interest rate would be, it should be higher, no? It should be higher than 12%. Kasi kapag higher than the nominal rate yung gagamitin natin in getting the present value, mas maliit yung makukuha natin sa 5 million. So most probably makukuha natin sa initial carrying amount. But hindi siya guarantee na kapag 12%, no? Tapos gamitin natin si 13%, hindi natin talaga kailangan pa natin i-compute. Kailangan pa natin i-compute to prove that it is really 13%, no, which is the effective rate. Kaya nga trial and error, di ba? Ayan. So again, kapag mas maliit si initial carrying amount or si present value upon issuance of a financial asset kaysa sa principal amount, dapat yung effective rate should be higher than the nominal interest rate. So dahil 12% yung nominal interest rate dito, try daw natin 13% yung effective rate, no? So to get the present value of future cash flows, kunin mo muna syempre, 'di ba? Si principal is one-time cash flow yan siya, 'di ba? At the end of the life of the note or at the maturity date, 5 million ma-receive mo as payment for the principal. So one-time cash flow. So yung gamitin mo na present value factor is present value of 1, no? Present value of 1. So kunin niyo yung mga calculators niyo right now, no? While syempre, answering, you have to compute this one. Get your calculators. Then, compute nyo the present value of 1 at 13% for 3 years. Yan. So, the PV of 1 or present value of 1 at 13%, yung ginamit natin, again sir, bakit 13% siya? Okay? Bakit 13% siya? Ano lang to siya? Guess lang natin to. Okay? Guess lang natin yan siya. So, if 13% yung gagamitin natin, the present value of 1 at 13% for 3 years is 0.963. Yan. Now, may isang present value pa tayo na kailangan i-compute. Ano yon? The present value of the principal every year, di ba? Di ba, makaka-receive tayo ng 600,000 every year for 3 years as payment, no? For the interest. Okay? That's 600,000. So, yung gagamitin naman natin is dahil equal annual cash flow siya, yung gagamitin natin na present value factor is present value of 1, okay? Uh, present value of an ordinary annuity of 1 yung gagamitin natin. Kasi nga, si interest na ma-receive natin every year is equal for 3 years. So, PV of 1. So, if you have your calculators, alam niyo naman, no? Kasi na-discuss natin the formula ng present value of an ordinary annuity of 1 sa previous video natin in notes receivable. So, the present value of 1 or the present value of an ordinary, ayan, of an, yung OA dyan, that's ordinary annuity yan, ha? Okay, the present value of an ordinary annuity of 1 at 13% for 3 years, okay, you should get 2.361. Rounded na yan siya, no? Ayan. Ni-round off natin siya into 3 decimal points. Okay? Ayan. So, that's 2.361 dapat yung makukuha ninyo in your calculators right now. If nakuha nyo yan siya, hit like, okay, sa video na to. Ayan. So, may present value factors na tayo. Okay? So, si present value of 1 at 13% for 3 years na 0.693, multiply natin yan sa one-time cash flow, which is the principal, no, na ma-receive natin in 3 years time, 5 million. The present value of that is 3,465,000. For the interest naman na ma-receive natin every year, that's 2.361 na present value factor, PV of an ordinary annuity of 1 at 13% for 3 years. Multiply natin sa 600,000 na annual interest na ma-receive natin, equal annual interest na ma-receive natin for 3 years or for the next 3 years. The present value is 1,416,600. Now, pag i-add mo silang, mo ang dalawang to, the answer, if the answer is equal to 4,768,200 na initial carrying amount, pag ang nakuha mo dito is the same, okay, erase lang natin, ayan, then the effective rate is 13%. Okay? So, assume lang na hindi nyo pa nakita. Ayan. So, i-add natin ang dalawang to. Pag ang answer is equal to the initial carrying amount, then ito na yung ating effective interest na gagamitin or the effective rate, no? Yan. Okay. As you can see, the present value of the future cash flows, if the rate is 13% for 3 years, is 4,881,600. Pag i-compare mo siya sa initial carrying amount, not equal. Mas malaki si na-compute natin dito. Which leads us to another interest rate. Meaning, yung rate natin should be higher than 13%. Kasi pag 13% yung gagamitin natin, the discounted, no, or the present value is 4,881,600. Meaning, mas malaki pa dapat sa 13% yung effective rate natin. Ano bang mas malaki sa 13%? Siyempre, 14%, no? So, let's put an X to, ayan, 13%. Okay? And, ayan. So, try natin 14%. Okay? So, the present value of 1, so the same lang dito, present value of 1 at, it's just that 14% yung gamitin natin, no? Kunin mo yung present value factor sa present value of 1 at 14% for 3 years. That's 0.675. The present value factor naman of an ordinary annuity of 1 at 14%, no, for 3 years is 2.322. Okay? So, si PV of 1 at 14% for 3 years, multiply natin sa 5 million na principal, you should get 3,375,000. Ayan. The present value naman of the future interest payment na ma-receive natin for the next 3 years, okay, every year, that's 2.322 present value factor multiplied by the 600,000 na interest na ma-receive. The present value should be 1,393,200. Now, i-total natin siya. Pag ang nakuha natin is eto, then our effective rate is 14%. Okay? So, i-total natin. Let's get the sum. Ayun. So, as you can see, the sum is 4,768,200. Yan. And which is, kung i-compare natin sa initial carrying amount, the same. Meaning, our rate is 14% or our effective rate is 14%. So, siya yung effective rate na gagamitin natin. Coincidentally. Now, what if pag 14% yung ginamit natin tapos ang makukuha natin is mas maliit sa 4,768,200, meaning yung effective rate natin is between 13% and 14%. O paano yan i-compute? So, yung tawag natin dyan is interpolation, no? Yeah. And it will be discussed, no, in another topic. Pero ano lang natin, this illustration is, for ano siya, or this problem is for illustration purposes. Okay? And coincidentally, nakuha natin yung yung effective rate, exact effective rate 14%. Hindi na tayo nag-interpolate. Okay? Ito na yung effective rate natin na gagamitin in computing our interest income, and at the same time, no, magagamit natin siya in amortizing the discount na na-compute natin kanina. Okay? So, going back to the problem, yan. So, may table tayo dito, table of amortization. Yan. Yung table of amortization natin, as you can see, meron tayong date na column, no? That's January 1, 2020. Okay, that's the date of the issuance, no? The loan. You have December 31, 2020 and up to 2022. So, meron din tayong interest received kasi di ba makaka-receive tayo ng interest every year. That's 600,000. Okay? Ayan. So, paano nga natin nakuha si 600,000 every year? That's 5 million na principal times the nominal rate or nominal interest rate na 12%. Nominal interest rate ito. Okay, 12%. 600,000 yan. For the interest income naman, makukuha natin siya. Discuss natin yan siya, no? Shortly. Meron din tayong column for amortization and syempre for the carrying amount. Now, for the carrying amount, that's, ang nakikita nyo dyan is 4,768,200. Okay? Diba dito na yung na-compute natin upon the issuance of the loan on January 1, 2020. Okay? Now, i-amortize natin si unearned interest income, no? Okay? So, paano natin siya i-amortize? Yan. So, on December 31, 2020, syempre makaka-receive tayo or si bangko ng 600,000 na interest payment. That's interest received, not the interest income. Kasi ang interest income talaga is the carrying amount na 4,768,200 multiplied by the effective rate na nakuha natin, no? Diba yung effective rate na nakuha natin is 14%. Okay, lagay natin dito. Kung na-compute natin kanina lang. Diba? Ito yung na-compute natin na effective rate, 14%. So, paano siya kinuha? Si interest income for December 31, 2020 na 667,548. That's a carrying amount na 4,768,200 multiplied by 14% na interest effective rate. You get the interest income na 667,548. Now, in amortizing our unearned interest income, so recap again, magkano nga yung unearned interest income natin? Unearned interest income is 231,800. Ito yung ina-amortize natin, no? Ayan. So, paano nga kinuha natin si amortization dito? So, simple. You just have to get the difference of the interest received at saka the interest income. Okay? So, the difference nila, 600,000 and 667,548 is 67,748. Okay? So, yung mangyayari is that, dahil mas malaki ang interest income kaysa sa interest received, so yung amortization nila should be added, no, to the initial carrying amount. So, kung ang initial carrying amount natin dito na 4,768,200, i-add natin si amortization na 67,548. Kaya naging 4,835,748 yung ating initial, yung carrying amount, no? Carrying amount or the amortized cost. Carrying amount or the amortized cost on December 31, 2021. Ayan. Okay? Bakit nga siya lumaki? Dahil yung amortization of the discount will increase the carrying amount. Remember that. Again, the amortization. Okay? Lagay natin dito. Okay? So, the amortization of the discount will increase carrying amount. Okay? Ayan. So, paano nga kinuha or paano nga in-amortize natin si discount? Kinukuha lang natin ang difference ng interest received and interest income. At dahil mas malaki si interest income kaysa sa interest received, so yung amortization nila, okay, which is the difference of these two, will increase the carrying amount or the amortized cost. To get the amortized cost of the loan at a given period. In this case, this is December 31, 2020. 2020 to December 31, 2020. Ito yung carrying amount natin. Now, for year 2 naman, December 31, 2021, same yung interest received natin. Kasi syempre, same lang naman talaga yan siya every year. Now, our interest income naman would be, for December 31, 2021 is, the carrying amount or the amortized cost of the loan in 2020, multiply mo siya sa effective rate na 14%. You'll get 677,005. Okay? Ayan. So, don't worry kasi may mga computation tayo dito, no? Ayan. As you can see. Okay? So, that's 77,005 yung amortization natin. So, i-add na naman natin siya sa carrying amount natin on December 20, 2020. Okay, or the amortization in 2021 will be added to the carrying amount in 2020 para makuha ang carrying amount or amortized cost in 2021. Nakuha natin na carrying amount or amortized cost in 2021 is 4,912,753. The sum of the carrying amount in 2020 and the amortization in 2021. You get the carrying amount or amortized cost in 2021. Yan. Year 2 yan siya. Now, for year 3 naman, for year 3 is that, syempre, the same process, no? The same process. Okay? Kaya lang, dahil nag-round off tayo, okay? So, di ba, in getting the present value, okay? Di ba, yung ginawa natin is nag-round off tayo, or the present value factor is nag-round off tayo. Okay? So, kung kinuha pa natin yung, yung lahat ng figure na nakuha natin sa calculator in computing the present value factor, we can just multiply this one. No, we can just multiply 4912753 by the rate na makukuha natin. Okay? So, dahil nga nag-round off tayo, so yung mangyayari is that, in the final year, okay, iba na yung process in getting the interest income. Kasi sa pagkuha natin ng interest income in 2020 over 2022, okay? Yung ginawa natin is that kinuha muna natin si amortization, no? So, di ba 5 million ang principal and then the due date is December 31, 2022. So, 5 million dito minus the carrying amount on December 31, 2021 na 4912753, yung makukuha mo would be the amortization. Okay? So, ngayon, that's 5 million, 5 million principal amount minus the carrying amount on December 31, 2021. You'll get the amortization for 2022. Okay? That's 87,247. So, eto siya. Amortization for 2022, that's 5 million minus the carrying amount on 2021, that's 87,247. Okay? Ayan. And then, i-add natin siya, si amortization, sa interest na nare-receive natin na 600,000. Then you get the interest income for 2022 na 687,247. Ayan. So, that's the table for amortization, no? Okay, so by the way, class, ang method na ginamit natin is the effective method, no? Effective interest method. Okay, bakit effective interest method? Dahil Simple, no? Nagkuha tayo ng effective rate. Kaya the table for the process is effective interest method. Okay? So syempre dahil tapos na tayo sa ating journal and sa ating table, no? Gawa tayo ng journal entries. Okay? So the journal entry for December 31, 2020, the first year. Yan. That's debit cash. Tapos na tayo sa entry for pag-issue sa loan, no? And the origination fees and the direct origination cost. So dito naman is the receipt of the interest and as well as the amortization, yung i-journalize natin. So for 2020, naka-receive tayo ng 600,000 interest. Okay, that's cash, debit, credit, interest, income, 600,000. Okay? The next one is the entry for amortization. Okay? The entry for amortization. Okay? So, di ba, ang unearned interest, yung nakuha natin dito, the discount is net siya for unearned interest income, credit. So, pag amortize natin, kino-close natin or ginagradually close natin si unearned interest income. Okay? So, using the amount computed as amortization. So, the amortization for 2020 is 67,548. So, to amortize, no, that's a debit to unearned interest income na 67,548, a credit to interest income na 67,548. Ayan. Kaya yung total interest income natin is 600,000 na-receive natin plus the amortization na 67,548. That's 667,548 yung interest income. Pag tanungin kayo, how much is the interest income to be reported in the income statement for the year ended December 31, 2020, the answer should be 667,548. Ayan. Or sa table ito. Okay? Ayan. So, the statement presentation for December 31, 2020, no? That's loan receivable na 5 million. Okay? May 5 million ka na loan receivable. Minus the balance of the unearned interest income. Diba yung unearned interest income natin, beginning balance is 231,800. Yung na-compute natin. Minus yung na-amortize na 67,548 for year 1. Okay? So, may balance na lang siya na 164,252. So, the carrying amount of the loan for December 31, 2020 is 4,835,748. Yun yung marireport as carrying amount of the loan on December 31, 2020. Siyempre, ito din yung carrying amount. Okay? Nakuha din natin to siya sa table, no, of amortization. Okay, so journal entries naman for December 31, no, 20, ano yun? Ayan, 2021. Okay, so the journal entry is the receipt of the interest payment. Ayan, that's 600,000. And then another amortization. Ito, 477,005. This would be the entry. And for 2022, the final settlement, no? December 31, 2022. Okay, una for the interest received, which is 600,000 pa rin. Pangalawa, for the amortization. Okay? And lastly, for the payment or for the receipt of the principal ng bangko. Kasi nga, di ba, December 31 yung maturity period, 2022. So, at this date, babayaran na siya ni borrower or ni client. That's a debit to cash and a credit to loans receivable for 5 million. Ayan. Okay, so that ends the first illustration for this problem. So, the next topic would be loan impairment.